Okay, we're going to start in child's pose. Work your way down to the floor. So when you do child's pose, it's your choice how close or how far you want your knees. For me, I feel a little more comfortable with a little bit of separation from my knees. So you do whatever feels best for you. You're going to push your hips back, sinking your hips all the way back towards the heels. Reach the hands in front, and then just kind of bring your chest down to the floor. So we're going to be holding here just a couple of breaths, just to kind of get you centered before we really start to work. So child's pose is a position of rest and recovery. You can come back to this pose at any time you want if you feel like you need a break. And as we go through class, there are certain moves. For example, we are going to do push-ups. I'll show you options. You can do all the push-ups and planks on your knees if you choose to, or you can be all the way up on your toes, your choice. Big inhale, big exhale. So think about with each exhale, see if you can sink just a little bit lower. One more big inhale. And on your next exhale, go ahead and push up into a tabletop position on all fours. We're going to move into a little cat and cow for your spine. So your wrists are right underneath the shoulders. The knees are under the hips. Your back is kind of nice and long and flat. From here, on an inhale, lift your chest. Lift your tailbone. Exhale. You're going to round your back and push the floor away. Inhale, lift the chest, look up, tailbone up. Exhale, push the floor away. Just work this at your own pace. One of my favorite moves, we're probably going to do it every single week because it's so good for your spine. Let's go one more. Exhale, push the floor away, big arch in the back, and then come back to a neutral spinal position. We're going to move to bird dog. So we're going to start. Take one leg back. I don't care which leg you do because we're going to work both sides. And your leg doesn't need to be way up here. Think about pushing straight back like you're pressing your foot directly into the wall. You want to put a footprint on the wall. If this feels pretty good and stable, then you can take the opposite arm. In this case, this is my left leg. Lift up the right arm. Nice and long. And same thing, you're not lifting up, you're reaching out. So you're lengthening your body as long as you can. Just kind of looking down at the floor a few inches ahead of your hands. That'll keep your spine nice and neutral. Let's go one more breath in. On your next exhale, go ahead and float your hand and knee back down. Kind of reset, shake out the shoulders, shake out the hips. And we're going to go into the other side. Wrists under the shoulders, knees right under the hips. Take the opposite leg back. And again, you're pressing your foot right into the wall. Don't worry about getting up really high. Worry about lengthening out long. Option one, you can stay here if this feels pretty challenging. If you want to add the full bird dog, opposite arm reaches directly forward. Hold. Now you might notice one side felt a little easier to hold than the other. That's totally normal. Big inhale. Big exhale. Let's go one more breath in. And exhale, go ahead and float your hand and knee back down to the floor. And again, push your hips side to side, kind of shake out the shoulders. And let's go just a couple more cat and cow. Inhale, exhale, push away. Let's go one more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, push away. And then come back to a flat back. Okay, moving into our modified flow. Let's move your knees back a little bit. And then push forward until you're in a modified plank. I want your wrists right underneath your shoulders. So your plank is from the top of your head down to your knees. I don't want your butt up in the air like this. Push your hips forward till you feel like you're in a nice long line. You can have your toes down or you can tuck them, your choice. Hold here for just a second. And then push back into that child's pose. On an inhale, lift up into modified plank. On an exhale, push back into child's pose. Let's add on to this. Inhale, modified plank. Now exhale and then slowly come down, chaturanga, elbows are in till you're all the way down to the floor. And on your next inhale, little baby cobra, lift the chest. Lower down, exhale, push back into child's pose. That is our modified flow. Come on up, inhale, modified plank. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows stay in close, all the way down to the floor. Inhale, little baby cobra. Exhale, back down, push back to child's pose. Let's go a couple more times, work it at your own pace. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, push it back. One more time, inhale. Exhale, down. Bring it up. Exhale, push back, child's pose. Now, if you want, you can continue with that flow. We're going to go into something a little more challenging. Inhale, come to a tabletop. Bring your knees back underneath the hips, wrists under the shoulders. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, push back into your first down dog. Now, before we start moving, just pedal out your feet, kind of loosening up the back of the legs. So for the record, I will continue to do all the chaturangas on my knees because I have a shoulder injury. Feel free to join me, or you can stay up on your toes and do the full chaturanga. All right, press your heels down to the floor. Spread your fingertips nice and wide. Sink your chest down towards your thighs. On your next inhale, pull to a plank. Hold, hold, hold. Again, you can always come back down to the knees here if you want. One more inhale. Ready? Exhale, chaturanga. I'm coming to my knees, down. And now inhale. Option one, you can stay with cobra. That means your thighs are down. If you're ready to come to a full up dog, all the way up, the thighs come off the floor. Now from here, push back. Exhale, down dog. Let's go again. Inhale, pull the plank. Exhale, chaturanga down, come into my knees. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, push back into that down dog. A couple more times. Inhale, pull the plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, back to down dog. One more time. Inhale, pull the plank. Exhale, chaturanga down. Up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. So you should really start to feel some heat in your body. From here, I want you to walk your hands back, 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 back. Hold, forward fold at the end of your mat. And go ahead and round all the way back up. Shoulders back. Okay, moving on from your warm-up. First strength series, really focusing on your legs. Now I know I'm going to use my block. I'm going to go ahead and kind of get it ready toward the front of my mat. All right, roll the shoulders back a few times. Give me a big inhale, swan dive up. Exhale, swan dive down. And now from here, walk yourself back out until you are in that down dog position. Take your right leg, lift it up, three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, bring that leg all the way through. Now you want to think knee right over the ankle, and we're going to take the back foot, turn, so we're on the edge of the foot, and it is mostly parallel with the back of the mat. When you feel sturdy here, go ahead, come on up, warrior two. So I'll tell you, when I normally do kind of a vinyasa flow that's just more for relaxation, I keep my warriors pretty short, meaning My feet are pretty close together. It's not as challenging. It's something I feel like it could hold for a really long time. Today, I want you, if you can, move this foot back. See if you can get this side parallel to the floor. It should feel challenging. All right, I can feel my legs working here. Arms out. Make sure this knee isn't collapsing in. You want to push the knee out more toward your pinky toe. We're going to go through all these poses slowly, and then we're going to speed it up. Go ahead and flip your palms up. Inhale, lift up, and straighten the legs. Now, grab your wrist, the front wrist. Exhale, bend that knee again. And at the same time, you're kind of leaning back. This is a variation on reverse warrior. And you're looking wherever feels comfortable. For me, that's up at the ceiling. And now inhale, lower this arm down. Hold here. Now you're reaching in opposite directions as long as you can. This leg is still working. On your next exhale, straighten that front leg, and at the same time you tip forward, 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 and then fall all the way down into triangle. Now here's where I'm going to use my block. Hand on the block, arm up if you can. If you don't have a block, you've kind of got your fingertips on your shins. Nice and long. And stay active in this pose, meaning I want you to like flex your quads. That's going to kind of pull the muscle off your kneecap. On your next exhale, bend that front knee. Let the arm float down to the hip. Now we're inside angle. You can see a long diagonal line here. Hand is resting on the hip. Shoulder and chest stay opened up. And then inhale, swoop up. Nice long line. You're going to feel it through your side right here. And on your next exhale, use your core strength. Stay tight. Back to warrior two. That's our flow. We're just going to work through it. Get your warrior two set. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, grab your wrist. Drop back down. Inhale, drop your arm. Exhale, straighten up, float right into that triangle. Come on down. And you hold this for a second. Inhale. Exhale. Push into that side angle, hand on the hip. Inhale, swoop up. Stay strong. Exhale. Open back to warrior two. That's it. Inhale up. Exhale, grab your wrist. Float down. Inhale, arm reaches down. Exhale, cartwheel over into that triangle pose. Stay here a second. Inhale. Exhale, bend. Come to that side angle. Inhale, swoop up. Exhale, back to warrior two. Let's go one more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, grab your wrist. Come on down. Inhale, let the arm drop. Reach. Exhale, straighten up. Reach into that triangle pose. Hold here. Inhale. Exhale, push into that side angle. Inhale, swoop up. Exhale, back to warrior two. And let's move on. One inhale here. And on your next exhale, you're going to cartwheel over, turn the back foot. So now we are in a low lunge. Option one, no block. Hand goes down, arm goes up, adding a twist. Option two, with a block. You've just got your hand here. Just makes getting into the twist a little bit easier. This is kind of our reset. We're moving into our next stretches. Give me one more inhale. One more big exhale. Come in, let your arms float back down to the floor. Moving into your stretches. Go ahead and drop that back knee to the floor. This is a modified low lunge. Now, this might be enough of a stretch here in the hip flexor for you. If it is, stay low. Option two, you can always grab your block and let it kind of lift you up. You can also have your hand here on the knee. You are pushing the hip forward. Hold. For a little more intensity, you can inhale and lift up. Your choice. But I want you to really feel the stretch right here. This is what we are targeting. And if you like a little bit of extra here and you've got your arms up, you can pull your arms open into a W position. opening up the chest. At the same time, we're opening up the hip. Hold. Give me one more inhale. Exhale, bring the hands down. Tuck the back toe, pop up, and then just kind of walk that back foot in until you can plant both of your feet flat on the floor. Here we are in pyramid pose. I'm going to use the block again. So a little bit of a triangle position here. Both of my heels are down. When I'm on the block, I can lengthen my spine nice and long. If you don't have a block, you can kind of rest your fingertips on your shin. One thing that will really help you sink into the stretch, think about lengthening the spine. Inhale, and then exhale. Let your chest drop down closer to your quadricep. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it down. And go ahead and stay down here. So we are done with that side. We got to move on and work the other knee. When you're ready, bend this front knee. Step that back foot way back so you're in your low lunge again. And then push back into your down dog. While you're here, pedal out your feet. Think about loosening up those muscles. We got to do it all again on the opposite leg. So you stay here. I'm just going to switch directions so I can continue facing the camera. I'm going to move my block because I know I'm going to use it on this other side. All right, moving on. Take your other leg. In this case, it's my left. Inhale, lift up. Three-legged down dog. Exhale, bring it through. So settling into warrior two. First, I'm going to line up this foot, knee over the ankle. Then I'm going to turn the back foot so it's parallel with the back of the mat. Come on up. Arms extended. Now again, I want this to feel challenging. To me, this doesn't feel super difficult yet. So I'm going to separate my feet a little bit more, get down a little bit lower, see if I can get this thigh closer to parallel to the floor until I feel like I'm really working. Same thing, going through these poses slow, then going a little quicker. Here's your warrior two. Turn your palms up. Now inhale, straighten the leg, lift. Now grab that front wrist, exhale, bend that front leg, lean back. Variation on reverse warrior. And you're looking any direction that feels comfortable for your neck. Now inhale, let that hand drop down and reach in opposite directions. I want you to feel it here. Getting ready for that triangle. Give me another inhale. And now exhale, straighten the front leg, and at the same time, you're tipping forward, 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 forward. I'm going to use my block, bringing it down right here, and then bringing the arm up. If it's not comfortable to bring your arm up, you can always have it on your hip, or it can rest right here. If you don't have a block, fingertips here on the shins, or on the floor, if you're flexible enough to come all the way down. Moving on, inhale. Now exhale, straighten that front leg, sink down into that side angle. Your hand comes down here on your hip. If you don't have a block, you've got your elbow on your leg and you're kind of pushing out on that knee so it doesn't lean in forward. On your next inhale, swoop across. So now you've got a nice long diagonal line reaching all the way down. One more inhale. Exhale. Use your core strength. Back to warrior two. All right, let's go a little quicker. Work that flow. Inhale, lift up. Grab your wrist. Exhale, sink back down. Reverse warrior. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, cartwheel over. Reach, 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 reach all the way down. Once you're here, hold it. Inhale. Exhale. Come into that side angle. Hand comes down here on the hip. Inhale, sweep across. Exhale, use your core strength. Come on up, warrior two. Keep going, inhale up. Exhale, grab your wrist, come back down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, cartwheel into side angle. Hold here, inhale. Exhale, come down. Inhale, scoop across. Exhale, come on up, warrior two. Let's go one more time. Inhale up. Grab your wrist. Exhale, come down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, triangle, go. Reach, 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 reach. All the way down. Stack the shoulders. Hold here. Inhale. Exhale, now side angle. Inhale, bring it across. Stay tight. Exhale, warrior two. All right, moving on into our stretch. First, big inhale. Exhale, and then cartwheel around. Turn that back foot. Set up for a low lunge. If you don't have a block, hand on the floor. Other hand reaches up. If you want to use a block, just place it here. Open it up. Just makes your twist a little bit easier. Big inhale up. Exhale, let your hands float back down to the floor. Moving on to our stretches. Drop your back knee down. Now option one, you might stay down here if you feel enough of a stretch in your hip flexor. Option two, you can use your block to lift. You can also use your leg. Just make sure you don't push down on your knee. You want closer here on your thigh. Option three for a little more intensity. Inhale and lift up. You are pushing your hip forward, okay? Big, big stretch right through here. If you want to add that chest stretch, on your next exhale, pull your elbows back and down, open your chest, look up to the corner of the room. And one more, inhale up. Exhale, let your hands float back down. Moving into pyramid. Tuck that back foot. Hit your low lunge first. And then carefully start walking that foot in until you get to the point where you can press that back heel down into the floor. So if you're way back here and the heel is up, you're not going to get the stretch that I want. Move your feet closer till both heels are all the way down. Now I'm going to use my block again. You might notice I've got a little bend in the front knee. That's okay. I have really tight hamstrings, so I'm not able to straighten my leg all the way out. That is totally fine. Let's sink into this stretch a little bit more. Think about inhaling, lengthening your spine. Exhale, let your chest drop down. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bring it down. And hang out here for just a couple of breaths, and then we're going to move on. So you should be feeling a really good hamstring stretch here in the front leg. The back leg is getting a really good calf stretch because you've got that heel pressed into the ground. All right, moving on. Bend your front knee. I'm going to move my block out of the way. Take that leg way back, hit your low lunge, and then go ahead and push back to down dog. Pedal it out, loosen up your legs. And just to give you a little break before moving on, walk your hands back. Once you get into that forward fold, exhale, sink lower. And then ragdoll all the way up. And pull the shoulders back and down. Give them a couple of shoulder rolls. This next move, I'm going to face you. So we've got some push-ups. First series was the longest series, working your legs. Now we're going to work your upper body. Just a couple push-ups, not a ton. And we're actually going to have your hands wide when we come down. So we're going to be working your chest. So not a chaturanga, but more out here. Okay. Start with your feet under your hips. Roll the shoulders back, give me a big inhale up. Forward fold, exhale down. And now from here, let's walk back out. Now I want you to hit that down dog position. Once you're there, take your feet a little bit wider, and then go ahead and take your hands a little bit wider. So we've got a wide down dog. I want you to think slow and controlled. You can drop to your knees for the push-ups. That is totally okay. Give me a big inhale. On your next exhale, pull to a plank. You can drop to your knees if you need to. Inhale, lower down, push up. Exhale, push back up. And then back into down dog. Hold here. Let's go again. Big inhale. Exhale, come to that plank. Remember, you can be on your knees right here. Inhale, lower down, nice and slow. Exhale, push it back up. And then push back to down dog. And we are going to move on to your side plank. First, move your feet a little bit closer together. Then move your hands a little bit closer together. On your next inhale, pull to a plank. And then carefully set your left hand in the center. Turn, rotate open into a side plank. I'm actually going to turn so you can see this a little bit better. Options for your side plank. You can be on your knees with the leg straight or the leg bent. You can be all the way up on your toes with your feet stacked or one in front of the other. Or, if you want more of a challenge, you can lift that top leg up. Now, if you lift the leg up, I don't want your toes pointing toward the ceiling. I want them pointing directly forward so you feel this in the hip. Shoulders are stacked. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Again, I want this to feel challenging. One more inhale. On your next exhale, take your top leg. Bring it down so that knee is in front, heel down on the ground. You can do this if you're on your knees as well. Inhale. And on your next exhale, turn and push until we're into a nice forward fold. Your legs are a little bit wide. We have to work the other side. Ragdoll all the way up. Reset your position. Again, I'm going to start facing you. Ready. Inhale up. Exhale. Forward fold. Walk it out. Now you're hitting your down dog. Once you're here, take your feet wide. Take your hands wide. We got to do just a couple more push-ups. Give me a big inhale. On your next exhale, pull to a plank. Remember, you can drop to your knees. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, push back up. Push back to down dog, hips up. One more slow push up. Big inhale here. Exhale, pull to your plank. Stay really, really tight. Flex your quads, squeeze your glutes. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, push up. Back to down dog. Moving on to side planks first. Move your feet closer together. Then move your hands closer together. On your next inhale, go ahead and pull to a plank. This time, set your right hand in the center. Turn, rotate open. Again, option. You can be on your knee. Modified side plank. You can even have the legs straight. You can even lift it if you want whenever we get that far. You can be up on your toes with your feet one in front of the other. You can have your feet stacked, which is a little more difficult, or you can lift the leg up. I'm weaker on this side, I can feel it. Hold, hold, hold. Again, I want your toe pointing forward. Breathe. One more inhale. On your next exhale, bring that foot in front. So the heel is down, the knee is pointing forward. Hold it for a second. Inhale. Exhale. Turn, push. Back into that forward fold. All right, done with upper body strength. Now we're going to stretch into your upper body. Go ahead and walk your hands out. Walk your feet back. Bring your knees down to the floor. We're going to move into puppy pose, which looks a little bit like child's pose, but it's a little bit different. You're going to feel it more kind of stretching through the front of your shoulder, through the back. Now, think about keeping your knees right underneath the hips. You are not going to push your hips back. They're going to stay up. Walk your hands forward. And then keep your butt up in the air and sink your chest down to the floor. So here is puppy pose. I am not super flexible. People who are super flexible can actually get their chest to touch the floor. I'm not there yet. I'm working on it. Every time I do this, I feel all my vertebrae in my back, they just crack one by one. Big inhale. Exhale. Sink that chest lower down to the floor. And on your next inhale, go ahead and lift up. Move your hands in a little bit closer. We're going to do a really good chest stretch. Lower yourself all the way down to the floor. So now you're lying on your stomach. So we're going to do a twist facing down. Take both your hands directly out. I don't really care which leg you do first because we're going to work both leads. So I'm going to keep my left arm down on the floor. Use the right arm to push so I can start to turn my body. Now this might be enough. If you want more of a stretch, you can bend that knee, bring the leg behind. So right now I'm able to put my toe on the floor, but I can't put my heel on the floor just yet because I'm really tight. So as I'm sinking down into the stretch, I'm able to get my heel all the way down on the floor. One of my favorite stretches here. On your next exhale, carefully come out of that twist. Back onto your stomach. And we're going to do the same thing on the other lead. So I'm extending my right arm all the way out because it's the side we're stretching. Left arm comes in. It's going to help me push carefully. Pushing, so I'm on my side. Now this might be enough for you to feel the stretch in your chest. If you need a little more, bring that leg up. And then start to bring the foot down to the floor. So you're also opening up your hip here. And like I said, right now I can only get my toe on the floor. As I start to sink into this stretch, I'm able to slowly drop the heel down. And on your next exhale, go ahead and ease out of that stretch. Okay, I'm always running over time, so we're only going to do one more quick thing. From here, go ahead and roll over onto your back. All right, just working bridge pose. So once you're here, all the way back down. Whoops, I'm going to move my microphone. One vertebrae at a time. So once you make it all the way down to the floor, bend your knees. You want your feet about hip width apart. We're going to start first round. Your hands are right here next to your hips. So we're going to bridge up. I want you to think about squeezing your glutes at the top. Give me an inhale. Exhale. And bridge up. Hold. So this is working the back of your body. Think glutes, hamstrings, a little bit of the lower back, but if you feel a lot of pain in your lower back, it usually means you aren't firing your glutes enough. One more inhale. And exhale, lower it back down. We're going to bridge pose one more time, this time with a little more intensity if you want it. I'm going to walk the shoulders underneath. It's going to open up the front of your body a little bit more, be a little bit more intense version. You can always do the same bridge pose we just did, or you can join me for this one. So same setup, feet hip width apart, heels down, inhale, exhale, push it up. And now from here, I'm going to take my upper body, walk those shoulders under, clasp the hands, and really get the chest opened up. And once I'm here, then I'll push through the heels, squeeze the glutes, and I'm pulling the shoulders down as hard as I can. So this is kind of preparation for eventually to the point where you can do the wheel or the back bend. This is going to open up the front of your chest a little bit more than a regular bridge. One more inhale. And exhale. Carefully walk those shoulders out. Drop the hips back down. One more stretch and we're done. Straighten your left leg. Bring your right leg into the chest. And then go ahead and bend your left knee, and I want you to place the ankle of your right foot across the left knee. So figure 4 variation. This might be enough for you to feel the stretch in your hips, or you can lift the leg up and then reach. It's called threading the needle, so that you're grabbing kind of the back of the thigh of this leg. At the same time, you're trying to keep this knee pushed out and you're not letting it collapse in towards your chest. Inhale, and then exhale, lower down, and another twist just because I love them. Go ahead and cross your knees, take your arms out, and then slowly drop your knees over to the left while you're looking over toward the right arm. And carefully bring it back. We got to do the same thing on the other side, and then we're all finished. Straighten your right leg. Bring your left knee into the chest first. Hold for a breath. And when you're ready, bend the right knee. Cross the left ankle over the knee. So you've got that figure 4 position. Don't let this knee collapse in. And if you need a little more stretch, lift it up. And then you're going to reach through. And the microphone is right underneath my nose right here. One more inhale. Exhale. Let that leg float back down to the floor. And then go ahead and cross your knees. Open the arms out. Move my mic again. And we're going to let the knees drop over to the right while looking over toward the left hand. On your next exhale, carefully bring the knees back to center. We are all finished. Extend your legs out nice and long. Go ahead and bring your hands next to your hips. So just a short Shavasana here. You're letting your palms fall open. Your feet are kind of opening up to the side. Laying back. Think about relaxing every muscle in your body. So we are only going to stay here about a minute. They actually recommend that 10% of your class should be just hanging out in Shavasana, which for a 30-minute class, more like 40 minutes because I'm always running over time, would be 3 to 4 minutes. So once we're done, feel free to just hang out here as long as you want. I would really encourage you here to kind of focus on any tension you can feel in your body. I tend to carry a lot of tension in my shoulders and in my face. So identify those muscles that you can feel tensing up and tell them to relax. All right, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and complete class. You are welcome to stay here as long as you want. If you're ready to come out of this pose with me, just kind of wiggle your fingertips and your toes. Bend your knees. Carefully roll over onto one side. And when you're ready, use your hand. Push yourself all the way back up. And let's come to a seated position. Once you're here, roll the shoulders back a couple of times. Give me one big inhale up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. And we are all finished. Namaste.